GTR.
Hey everybody, I'm Dan Sindel, and welcome to Easy GTR's Learning to Play Pachelbel's Canon in D major. Today is the very last episode of the series, and what we're going to do is we're going to work through sections L to the very end, which is section N. That's bars 47 to bars 57 of the ebook. And if you haven't yet downloaded the ebook, as always, we invite you to go to www.easygtr.com, sign up for the opt-in newsletter, and we'll send you a link to download the ebook. That way you can study the song with us. Alright, so what we want to do first, let's get tuned to A440. I'll play you an A a couple times, and we'll get right down to business. Bar 47, section L. Now as you can see, we have two D notes back to back, and they're up on the 15th fret of the B string. Now what we have here, that very first D note, which is an eighth note, that's actually the last note of the previous measure, the previous phrase from bar 46. If you've been working with us throughout the duration of the song, you pretty much remember that when we come to a new section, that first note is usually held over from the previous phrase. But we're just going to go ahead and play those two D notes right now back to back. Now we're going to come down to the 14th fret and play the C sharp. Then we'll come down to the 12th fret and play a B. Now we go to the 10th fret and play the A. And as you can see, there's two eighth notes tied together, which brings us into bar 48. Now we just go down to the 8th fret and we'll play a G. Now once again, we have two notes that are tied together. We have an F sharp on the 7th fret of the B string. We have an 8th note and a dotted 8th note. And then we come down to the G string, 9th fret, and we play two E's back to back. We have a 16th note and a quarter note. I'll go ahead and play bars 47 to bars 48 for you. Bar 49. We'll start on the 11th fret of the G string and we'll play the F sharp. Then we'll come to its higher octave on the 14th fret of the E string. Now you might have noticed I just used my first finger to play the F sharp and jump to its higher octave. I did that because the next grouping puts me into the 14th fret. It's called positional playing. So now with my first finger on the 14th fret, I'm in that 14th position. So I'll go ahead and play the octave again. Now you'll see we have a grouping of 4 notes, 16th notes. We've got a succession of a little bit of a hammer-on, and we have a trill in there, and I'll break this down for you. So we hammer on from the 14th to the 15th fret, F sharp to the G. And then the next grouping, we're going to play the 14th fret again, the F sharp, the third note of the grouping, and we're going to perform a little bit of a trill where we hammer on from the 14th to the 15th fret. So it looks like this. Then we come down and we play the E note on the 17th fret of the B string. Then come down to the 15th fret and play the D note. Now I'll go ahead and I'll replay that for you up to there. One more time. Now we come up to the D's higher octave, and if you have a Gibson style guitar, we're going to play the 22nd fret, which is the last fret on your high E string. If you have a Fender Strat, you're going to have to play the 21st fret and bend up a half step. Okay, so we're on the highest note, the D. Then we're going to come down to a C natural on the 20th fret. Now bar 50, we're just going to come down a half step to the B note on the 19th fret. Then we're going to play a series of eighth notes. We're going to play the D note to the A note, all on the high E string, 22nd fret to the 17th. Then we're going to play the B note again on the 19th, then down to the A on the 17th. Now I'll go ahead and replay bars 49 to bars 50 for you. Bar 51, section M. What we have here is we'll play another A note right in place, 17th fret, high E. And then what we do is now we drop down to the lower octave of the A note, which is the 19th fret of the D string. And what we do is we slide down from the 19th to the 17th into the 16th fret. So what we have is the higher octave. Then we come down to the lower octave. And just ease our way down the frets from the 19th, 17th to the 16th. So I'll play that for you one more time. Now what we do is we come up to F sharp's higher octave on the B string, 19th fret, and then the same idea. We're going to play the F sharp and slide down into the E, into the D note, which is the first note of measure 52, which will be like this. I'll go ahead and play bars 51 into 52 for you. So we'll start with the high A. Alright, let's move on. The second note of measure 52 is a D, and we'll play that into one more D note on the 15th fret. Then we just come down a half step to the C sharp. And then our first note of measure 53 is a D, right there on the B string again, which ends the phrasing of measure 52. So I'll go ahead and recap. Here's bars 51, 52 with just the first note of bars 53.